This will be for the con assignment, write equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. Okay, before we start, I'd like to take some notes. Alright, so for parallel lines, they have the same slope. Alright, and for perpendicular lines, the slopes are the negative reciprocals of each other. Okay. Now, there's two steps to finding the negative reciprocal. The first step is to invert. You invert the fraction, okay? I like to say flip it. And the second step is to change the plus minus sign. Okay? So let's make a little chart right here. We'll have the original slope. And then we'll have the perpendicular slope. Alright, so I'll make a few examples. Let's say negative 2/3, positive 5, let's say 8/7, and let me see, maybe one more, negative 3. Alright, so you take the original slope, and to find the perpendicular slope you need to take the negative reciprocal. You're going to flip it and then change the plus minus sign. So if our original slope is negative 2/3, we're going to flip it and make it negative 3/2, and then change the plus minus sign. So change the negative to a positive. Okay? If the original slope is 5, we can make that into a fraction by making it 5/1. Okay, that's the same thing. So the first step is to flip it. 5/1 becomes 1/5. And then change the plus minus sign, negative 1/5. Okay? If the original slope is 8/7 and we want the negative reciprocal, we flip it, make it 7/8. Okay? And then change the plus minus sign, negative 7/8. If the original slope is negative 3, you can make it a fraction by putting it over 1. Okay? So flip it, and that makes it negative 1/3. And then change the plus minus sign, positive 1/3. Okay? So that's how you find the perpendicular slope, or the negative reciprocal. Alright? Alright, so they want us to write the equation of a line that is perpendicular to y equals 3x minus 2 and passes through the point -9, 5. So in this equation here, we're given the slope. Alright, the slope equals 3. And really, 3 is the same as 3 over 1. Okay? So for the perpendicular slope, we want to flip it. So that's 1/3. And then change the plus minus sign, -1/3. Okay? So that's going to be our new slope, m. Alright? And it passes through the point -9, 5. So when you're given slope and one point, you might as well use the point slope form equation. Okay, that's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, x1 and y1 are the coordinates of the point that you plug in. So the first number is x1 and the second number is y1. Alright, so y minus y1, y minus y1, that's 5, equals m. We said that was -1/3 times x minus x1. x1 is -9. Okay, the two negatives make it positive. So really, I don't want to confuse you, but this is just +9 right here. And that's it. So if you have the slope and one point, it's easiest to use point slope form. So enter this in the box. I'm going to type y minus 5 equals -1/3. I'm just going to type -1/3. Okay, and then click. See, you're in the denominator now, so you have to click up here. Okay, to move the cursor up, then type the parentheses and inside x plus 9. X plus 9. Okay, make sure it matches what you wrote, and that's it. Alright, now we want the equation of the line that is parallel to this, and it passes through this point. Okay, parallel lines have the same slope, so the slope is just 6. Okay, the parallel slope is also 6, because parallel lines have the same slope, so that's going to be m. Okay, and remember, when you have slope and one point, it's easiest to use point slope equation. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, x1 and y1 are the coordinates of the point that you plug in. So -7 is x1, +1 is y1. Alright, so y minus y1, which is 1, equals m, which is 6, times x minus x1, which is -7. Okay, and remember, we said two negatives make it positive. So take the minus minus and just make it positive. That's it. Okay, y minus 1 equals 6, and use the parentheses, x plus 7. Okay, make sure this matches your answer. Alright? So here we want the equation of the line that is perpendicular to x equals 3 and passes through the point 0, -4. So this one here, we don't need to find the slope, okay? And I'll show you why. When you have your graph, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, okay? And the original line is x equals 3, right? So we're on the x-axis, 1, 2, 3. X equals 3 is right here. So the graph of x equals 3 is just that line, straight up and down, right? So we want the line that's perpendicular to that. So the line that's perpendicular to this, it's going to have to be like that. Okay, it's going to be a y equals something. So if the original is x equals something, the perpendicular line is going to have to be y equals some constant. Alright? Now, what y is it going to be? Well, it's actually very easy. Okay? You just look at the point that it passes through. This is x, and this is y. Alright? If it passes through y equals -4, then that's the line. Y equals -4. Alright, and that makes sense. If you go on the y-axis, -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that line is going to be like that. Okay, and it's perpendicular to the blue line that I drew. It makes a right angle. So that's it. It's just y equals -4. Y equals -4. Alright? So if the original is x equals some number, the perpendicular one is going to be y equals some number. Alright? And the opposite is also true. Okay? Here we want the parallel line to this line here and passes through this point. Alright, slope is the number with x. Once you have it in y equals form, slope is the number with x. And parallel lines have the same slope. So we just keep the same slope. This is m. Alright, and it passes through this point. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so y minus, and remember x1 and y1 is the point that you're plugging in. x1, y1. Alright, so y minus y1, which is just 1, equals m, which is -5/4, times x minus x1, which is -4. Okay, two negatives in a row is positive. Okay, but of course you don't have to type two positives when you enter the answer. So y minus 1 equals -5/4. Click it again to bring it up and use parentheses, x plus 4. Alright, last one. We want the line that is parallel to y equals -7 and passes through that point. So let's see. This is x, this is y. So, where is y equals -7? Well, this is the y-axis. It's going to be about right there. Okay, so the line for y equals -7 is going to be like that. Alright? And now they want the line parallel to that. Well, parallel to this line, it's going to have to be something like this. Alright, so it's going to be y equals something, because it's parallel. So y equals what? Well, it passes through this point. And what's the y coordinate? This is x, and this is y. Okay, so y equals 5. That's it. Alright, if the original line is y equals some number, the parallel line is also going to be y equals some number. You just look at the point that it passes through, y equals 5.